The crazy part is, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever actually won the game. She dropped 24 points, the crowd was loud, highlights were everywhere online, and by the end of the night, you would have thought the WNBA had another massive success story on its hands. But instead of celebrating the win, fans immediately started asking a completely different question. Why did the ratings fall so hard? And once those numbers started spreading online, the entire conversation around the Fever changed overnight. Because according to multiple reports and fan discussions circulating online, the Fever's recent matchup against the Sparks saw a major drop in viewership compared to previous Caitlin Clark games. And for a player who's basically become the face of women's basketball in less than 2 seasons, that instantly set off alarms. This is the same player who's been breaking attendance records, selling out arenas, and forcing teams to move games into larger venues just to fit the demand. So when numbers suddenly go the other direction, people notice fast, and the reaction wasn't calm either. Fans weren't just debating ratings. They were debating the entire direction of the Indiana Fever. Some blamed scheduling, others blamed media coverage. But a growing group of fans started pointing directly at the coaching staff, especially Stephanie White. And once that conversation started, things got messy fast. Because now people weren't just talking about wins and losses anymore. They were talking about whether the Fever are actually maximizing the biggest star the league has seen in years, or slowly wasting the momentum she created. And that's where this story really starts getting uncomfortable. The strange thing is that if you only looked at the box score, none of this should even be happening. Caitlin Clark still finished with 24 points. She still hit difficult shots, she still created offense, and the Fever still walked away with the win. Normally, that's the kind of night that quiets criticism. Instead, it did the exact opposite. Fans started dissecting every possession like it was a playoff game. People were clipping missed screens, awkward spacing, late offensive sets, and possessions where Clark looked frustrated trying to create offense under pressure. The argument spreading online was simple. If this player is drawing millions of viewers and carrying the attention of the entire league on her back, why does the offense still look so disconnected at times? That's the question that started exploding across social media after the game. Some fans argued the system feels too slow. Others claimed the offense becomes stagnant too often. And then came the bigger criticism, that Caitlin Clark's best abilities are still not being fully unleashed. Her deep shooting range changes defenses instantly. Her transition game creates chaos. Her passing opens the floor. But according to critics, there are still long stretches where Indiana doesn't play with the urgency or spacing expected from a team built around a superstar guard. And when expectations get this high, every little mistake suddenly feels massive. That's the burden of becoming the face of a league. Because Caitlin Clark is no longer treated like a normal young player. Every game she plays now feels like a national event. Every stat gets analyzed. Every turnover trends online. Every cold shooting night becomes debate material for sports media. And with that level of attention comes pressure on everyone around her too, especially the coach. Stephanie White didn't just become part of basketball discussions, she became the center of them. Now, to be fair, not all criticism has been reasonable. Some fans have gone way too far with speculation. Rumors started spreading online suggesting tension behind the scenes, disagreements over strategy, and theories about whether Clark's role was being handled correctly. There's no confirmed evidence behind most of those claims, but the fact they're spreading at all shows how emotionally invested people have become in this team. And honestly, that might be the Fever's biggest problem right now. The expectations are no longer realistic. This isn't just a rebuilding franchise anymore. Fans expect Indiana to look dominant immediately because of the amount of attention surrounding Caitlin Clark. They expect every game to feel electric, every possession to feel organized, every offensive set to create highlights. And if that doesn't happen for even one night, frustration explodes online almost instantly. But then another layer got added to the drama. The ratings debate. Because once fans saw the reported drop in viewership, people started connecting everything together. Suddenly, the criticism wasn't just about basketball anymore. It became about whether the Fever, and maybe even the WNBA itself, are protecting the momentum they worked so hard to build. That's why the reactions became so intense. For the past year, Caitlin,